Hi, my name is Yasser Salim. I'm a student at TAFE New South Wales for the Cert 4 in Training and Assessment. I have Fariha Salim being my student here today, and we'll be discussing different agile methodologies in project management. So let's to get started. And this video is a part of the assessment, one of the assessment units I have to deliver as a part of the course we're doing. So Fariha, thank you for joining. What is agile? Agile is not agile is a mindset. Unlike predictive and the waterfall style of project management, agile offers it's not a tool, it's not a method, all right. It's a way of conducting business or running projects as well. All right. So agile manifesto festo are the four principles in project management. Unlike predictive and waterfall way of running projects, the agile prefers individuals over interactions, right? Working software over comprehensive documentation, right? The third one is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. All right, and the last but not least, responding to change over following a plan. All right. Agile, 21 years ago, nine different project managers, they came in together and they came up with these four agile principles as well. Starting with the first one, individuals over interactions. So in agile, you're obviously running teams. It's more about teams than bosses. It's not a top-down approach where you would have a CEO, then you have director one, director two, director three, and then you've got managers, right? One, two, three, four, five, six managers, and then functional managers underneath it. Totally different way of doing business, right? So individuals are preferred more or interactions. So you've got instead of you're focusing more on people, focusing more in development teams, focusing more on people who are actually delivering a project. Okay, instead of interactions. Working software is a key, right? So there's two things that would kill a company stone dead. All right, a not working software, a software duplication, and the and the incorrect way of doing business as well. So comprehensive documentation is phased out in agile way of mindset, right? So instead of having a contract with a company which is probably 1,200 pages long, they need a working software. So you're cutting paper, you're cutting different documentation. You're reducing documentation, and you're actually doing things through a functional software, right? Customer collaboration, very important. So you're basically collaborating with different stakeholders or customers, right? So there's three amigos in projects. All right. First one being the project owner. Project owner is always a customer's voice. Whatever a customer wants to say, for example, you're a customer, you want me to start a project, for example, manufacturing a mobile phone, right? And you hire me as a project manager or my development team, or you're doing a software testing, for example, right? So, project owner, project manager's role is being changed as a servant leader. Right, product owner could be called a category manager in today's language, and a sponsor, someone who owns the money, who owns the project as well. Last principle of Agile is responding to change over a plan. So, as you know, over the last 20 years, we've seen global financial crisis, we've seen credit crisis in America, we've seen real estate crisis, more recently COVID. A lot of fatalities, a lot of businesses went under, a lot of governments are still battling with inflation. So you don't know what's over the hump. In Agile, instead of you just following a plan, right? So delivering something from A to B on time, on cost, or C. Right? With Agile, you're flexible, you prepare for uneventualities, you prepare for something. Another COVID, for example, how would you deal with it? How would you battle that? All right. So and then there's further a whole number of. So basically, the basic agile concepts. Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Yes. Could you speak up for me? I could really hear you. I'm far away. Could you speak up?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What is agile ceremonies?
Okay, that's a good question. Agile ceremonies are a part of the agile planning cycle.
So,
Okay, but yeah, agile ceremonies. I didn't get a chance to get to it, but that's fine. There's 5 agile ceremonies. Ceremonies are probably equal to processes in the predictive way of running projects. So 5 agile ceremonies. You've got backlog refinement. I'll come to that. Second agile ceremony, you've got sprint planning meeting. All right. Sprint planning meeting is usually between possibly a product owner, servant leader, being the project manager, and the development teams. All right. So these are project owner can be invited. All right, but it's not a must for a project owner to attend. All right, project owner could be called a category manager nowadays. All right, the third ceremony in Agile project management is the daily scrum. All right, okay, and number 4 is sprint review meeting. And the last but not least is the sprint retrospective. All right, so backlog refinement. Backlog is basically a number of things that need to be done in a project. All right, so basically every time you have a meeting, you keep on refining the backlog. Product owner is someone who owns a product backlog. All right, product owner, and obviously with the consultation of the project manager slash servant leader, backlogs refined. What needs to be done? What have we done previously? Okay, what needs to be prioritized? What tasks? What resources need to be prioritized? What sort of budgets need to come forward? How are we traveling with the project as well? Do we need to make any adjustments? Do we have any policy or government or regulatory changes or market changes, for example, with the recent Donald Trump's tariffs? Or a sprint planning meeting, as I said to you, you've got product owner, you've got the project manager, and you've got development team. So basically, you are in Agile, unlike the predictive waterfall, Agile projects are delivered in different sprints. There's a technique called time boxing, which I'll come to later. All right, so you're basically delivering the project in different chunks. All right, you don't proceed to the next chunk unless this is complete. So you complete number one, move to number two, all right, and you complete number two and move to number three as well. Okay, you could go from one to three if there is a requirement for it. All right, so sprint planning meeting is basically getting all the three amigos together in a project management and plan how these do. You've got sprint planning, sprint, and you've got the activity list underneath it. All right, which is previously called the WDPS in predictive as a work breakdown structure. Does it make sense to you? All right, daily scrum, duration, 15 minutes. Who attends the meeting? You've got the project manager or servant leader. You've got the development team. It's not necessary for the project owner to attend a daily scrum meeting. Daily scrum is basically a 15-minute stand-up meeting, right, between the project manager and development teams. 3 questions are asked in a daily scrum, okay? What we did yesterday, all right? What are we meant to do tomorrow? Okay? Are there any impediments? Impediments are roadblocks. Impediments are obstacles in project. Impediments, project manager or servant leader's role is actually facilitate, all right? Make things easier for development teams to run projects smoothly. He's facilitating, he's spreading the red carpet before the team conducts it. Team has autonomy. Up to a certain level, they manage their own conflicts. All right, and then there's a Kanban board. We'll come to that later. Teams can pick and choose their piece of work. They can pick and choose what they, according to their skills. All right, I'll come to the topic later about the how teams are skilled. All right, T-shaped. All right, okay, A-shaped. This is according to their skill level. All right, skill level. All right, so daily scrum makes sense. Duration 15 minutes. A daily stand-up meeting. What we did yesterday. What we are going to do today after the meeting. All right, are there any roadblocks? Okay. Sprint retrospective, which is okay. For that sprint review meeting is basically taking minutes and review what's been formed. All right. So are we making any adjustments in the sprint? Can we make things better? Can we deliver it better? Right. The last one is sprint retrospective, which is basically the same as lesson learned. In the predictive way of project management, they used to be called lesson learned register, which will ultimately go a lesson learned repository, which is like a graveyard of lesson learned from project 1, for example, project 2, project 3. The lesson learned register is for one particular project that you finished. So sprint retrospective is basically what we did, what mistakes we made, how can we make sure they don't get repeated in the next sprint or activity, for example, or the next phase of the project. Does it make sense to you at all?